Hello, all greetings. This is Gilles Mansillon. So I come and say hello. I'm here at the Château de Normandie, it's the castle of Caen, and I wanted to. We continue with this program of letting go. I let go. There's so much that we need to let go. Whenever there's something negative, we have to let it go. For Spirit is asking me to choose. For I have it's the it's like. I am being offered the possibility to believe, to invoke the fact that I am rich, I am free, I am sovereign, but then there is this situation of physical life that is completely opposite to that. So every time I have to choose to return to that. So it's very much about choosing. I choose freedom, I choose empowerment, I choose wealth, I choose health, I choose happiness, I choose joy. I choose sovereignty, I choose grace and ease. For any time there is a doubt, there is a path that we need to choose. And so whenever there is a doubt, that's something that even if it's confirmed by the physical, it's still a good opportunity to choose the opposite that is open and free. And so there is a great deal of power within the ability to choose the positive regardless of the physical outside circumstances, for we can never be the physical circumstances of our life. We are so much more than that. In a sense, we're just participating in this grand illusion, this grand play, this grand theater of life. And so, and in this sense, the Master El Moria was reminding us that to use only the word I am for those things that are divine, that do not limitate us, for we utilize them. Sometimes we've been scripting a story about our life, but there is all kinds of things that we feel we have this flow and continuation, so we have to disconnect a lot to become more aware and to utilize the I am just for those I am pure, I am love, I am joy, I am creative, I am rich, I am abundant, I am sovereign of myself, I am moving into my empowerment, I am in Arcturian alignment, I am discovering more of myself each and every day, I am coming into alignment with my soul and spirit. This I am is very, very powerful to anchor things, because it is really what makes things happen, rather than say I am a man, I am French, I am an artist. Those things are very limited and restricted to this physical life, or even worse, I am sad, I am poor, I am struggling. Those things are completely to be banished from our words. So and if they come in the mind, then just choose something else. And so it is, because it is this, for we have this fuel of creation that's called antimatter, that is love or fear. So we want a positive antimatter to fuel the manifestation of our life, and to let go, to let go of the fear aspects, all those things that are generated by fear and ignorance. For what we need is to cultivate the light, and the light comes from within, and it comes from without. There is the great sun that gives us light, but we also have the light from within. And so the light, the more we give it, the more we share it, our wisdom, our knowledge, whatever we can conceive as light, the more we can receive it. So it is important to find ways to share whatever you know, whatever you receive. For light is lucidity, light is wisdom. And we need to master those three very divine aspects: the divine will, the divine love, and the divine light. So this, the blue flame of power, the pink flame of love, and the yellow flame of wisdom. The pink flame of love, and the yellow flame of wisdom. For in essence, we need to perfect courage, compassion, and lucidity. How do we perfect courage? We have to look at our mistakes, to correct our mistakes each and every day, to confront this darker aspect of ourselves. We perfect the compassion by practicing good deed towards ourselves and towards others. And we're practicing lucidity by doing meditation, by breathing, by tuning into the void, tuning into God, by praying. And so the more we have compassion, the more courage and lucidity we'll have. The more courage we have, the more lucidity and compassion will expand. And naturally, the more lucid we are, the more compassion and courage will also expand. But if any one of those is limited, then the others will also be limited. When God is infinitely courageous, He accepts to share all experiences of all beings, and is infinitely compassionate. For His compassion is to keep the world eternally going, the soul to continue their evolution. As in infinitely lucid, there is nothing that escapes the consciousness of God. So So God in the Truth by God was explaining the Buddha is great compassion, great courage, and great lucidity in relationship to men or immortals, but they're still short. The Buddha is still short in courage, compassion, and lucidity in relationship to the truth, because the Buddha has renounced darkness and suffering to move into the nirvana, when the truth is the nirvana, but also all the samsara as well. So we move step by step from impure to pure. We have to work with whatever comes from within and let yourself be guided, but come from within. And so we want to find joy. To find joy, we have to find what makes us feel good, to tune in, to know what's really fulfill you. And so, but within respect of the physical body, you say, well, if whiskey makes me feel good, I'm going to drink whiskey all day. But that's the old ways. We have to respect our physical body, find things that make us feel good without damaging our physical body. I'm going to pull a few cards, and then about extraterrestrials a little bit. It's a beautiful day. Well, we're working on the same thing as the card in French, although I mixed them. For the past is conditioning with this lion that's been trapped, this lion that believes he's a sheep, and he's a lion, but he doesn't know he's a lion. He believes he's a sheep, so he's like being trapped with the other sheep, and so he has to be free from the conditioning. Where we are now is innocence. It is the great card of innocence. It is the card of the. It is a very powerful card of letting go, of being pure, being innocent, of finding joy within all things, in all moments. For it shows this great master that is conversing with these little insects. And what's coming in the near future is slowing down. For the more we slow down, the more things will accelerate. So it is the turtle. The more we can, it's maybe counterintuitive to believe that or to say that, but the more we are able to slow down, the faster the manifestation will come. So it doesn't mean that we cannot act when we call on acting, but it's slowing down our thoughts. Slowing down is very useful. Right now what is going on is that we are releasing the sorrow. We're releasing the sorrow, the grief. For the grief is still there for all those things that have not been healed. Maybe coming to the surface, but whenever that comes, you breathe and you choose joy, you choose freedom, you choose to heal, you choose. So it's about noticing that and allowing the deep wounds. For the wounds that we've been experiencing when we came down here on this earth or in the past life, will not disappear magically. They have to be felt. They have to come up to the surface in order to be released. So it's about recognizing it, acknowledging it, and then releasing it. I choose joy and I heal, I choose healing. And from which point we're going to be working on consciousness, on elevating ourselves above the astral planes and the mental plane into a new level of consciousness. And the outcome will be traveling, this great deal of freedom that will be coming. There will be a great deal of so I choose freedom, choose abundance, choose prosperity, and allow yourself to find this healing, so you can move into these higher planes of consciousness. I hope this was resonated with you. I wanted to say, I thought when you turn on the TV, you can see, for there is a great deal of suffering that is going on in Western Europe and America and so on, but it's even worse in some of the poorest countries. There's so much suffering going on in the world that are completely unnecessary. It's not that it's unnecessary because the soul is learning and creating those programs to learn. For God cannot criticize the wisdom of God to allow souls to pass through those programs, but then you must wonder what is there to gain by creating all this suffering. For there is plenty for everybody if we knew how to administer the resources of the earth. And also that the understanding that so it's not about questioning the wisdom of God, to say that because the galactics are here and they're just waiting for God to give them the signal, and humanity is getting more ready. They see it from up there. But as soon as the galactic comes, and the angels and the archangels and the ascended masters, the in-earth beings are able to be introduced to humanity, they will bring with them technologies that in a few months will completely eliminate poverty, will completely eliminate illness, that will completely eliminate environmental destruction. All of this could be eliminated just like that by the acceptation that the galactic could come, and so not to solve our problem, but to give us the means to reach that point. So hopefully that will come soon. For there must be value in the soul in this suffering, but it is still a mystery. For God accepts to suffer with us, and He suffers with everybody. He shares the joy and the suffering with each and every one of us. But God, as being an infinite being, the suffering is just a minuscule part of His permanent reality. So it is different for us. But it is also understandable that humanity has to self-determine generation after generation towards progress, towards ascension, towards fraternity, towards the understanding of love, or the realization of wisdom, which is the socialization of love. And we need to learn step by step. We're in a planet of free will. We've been given the choice between fear and love, between acceptance and rejection, between inclusion and separation. And so we have to work step by step, and all of this will find its way. But there is more and more possibility for contact. The thing is, if the galactics would come right away, also another problem that could show up is that most of the light workers would decide to leave the Earth and say, well, no, I want to go back, I want to go home. and so the Earth still needs all the light workers. So that may be another explanation. It needs the light workers to be here to assist the collective in the balancing out and the enlightenment process. So just trying to understand the ins and outs of things, why the truth lies beyond the why, but the whys are important as well. So it is about choosing, not necessarily to understand all why we are where we are, but to choose to find this point of freedom, to choose to find the balance and the truth, to surrender to our higher self, and to be patient with ourselves, because we're only human. Well, we're not only human, but we have this human part to deal with. I'm going to sing a little song just to finish and pull one more card. It's a song by Bob Marley. It goes like this. Oh, pirate, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Before minute they put I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I've ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophet while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I've ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. It's a great song. Art is like the salvation for Bob Marley. His art was his salvation. My mother met him in Paris before, in the 70s. A Brazilian wedding, and so Spirit says the freedom will come all at once, all of a sudden. So I have to bear with those administrative process I'm going through, and to deal with grace and ease, and choosing to still be in my head, to be free, to be light, to be joyful, regardless of what. For the more I feel that, even in the administration, I meet only people that are very assisting, very helpful, very kind, and so it is still a pleasure to go through the day. And the card of the day is the time of nap, siesta. It's the time to rest and relax and to allow your dreams to crystallize, to see what your soul wants. The soul has this desire for freedom and joy, and while we take those siesta, those naps, it is a time where we can allow ourselves, a time for rest, for relaxation. It is not a time for action, and whenever there is something challenging, you just let it go, or you choose something else. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.